So welcome back guys to another video, and today I'm actually going to be doing a Q&A video. I like to do this once a year. I feel like it's a great way for new subscribers and longtime viewers to connect with me more. I feel like doing this once a year is really cool and it's a lot of fun. And a lot of questions I got were actually from fellow content creators, so I'm going to have a link on the description below for you guys to check out their channels. All these folks are freaking awesome, and thank you so much guys for asking the questions. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first question is from Kid Sharukin. Jim asks, is there anything that you're more passionate about than gaming? Absolutely. Music. Music is a huge part of my life. I've been playing music since I was 5 years old. I learned everything by ear. I'm self-taught. I know a little bit about music theory, but other than that, it's just if I feel it and if I can listen to it, I can play it. And I started out with piano, and then I went to bass, and then I went to guitar and ukulele. My goal, my lifetime goal was to learn 8 instruments before I die. That was my goal, and so far I need 4 more instruments to learn. But yeah, I mean that was something that when I was a kid, I wanted to make video game music. Kids wanted to be a doctor or an astronaut. I wanted to work on the next Streets of Rage game with Yuzo Koshiro. That was my goal. So yeah, that was a really good question. And if you guys want to see more music side of me, leave a comment below. I could definitely do some music covers and stuff like that. And the next question is, what is your largest pet peeve when creating content? Honestly, a lot of people would think that maybe it would be editing, but I love editing. Actually, that's my favorite part of creating content is taking an idea, filming it, and making it into a product. That's one of my favorite things. But my largest pet peeve is ultimately not being seen, because I know for sure that my kind of content is not the most viewable content on YouTube right now. And I'll get to that with another question later on. Because yeah, I can put out this video, I can put out a review or anything like that, and because I'm not stirring drama, I'm not going to get the views, because that's the way YouTube works. And next question is from my good friend Heatman. He asks, what do you think the next Nintendo console will be like? Honestly, I could see it being like the Switch, maybe more powerful, maybe that Nintendo Switch Pro that everyone's talking about. And I would love it to be that, because I love the hybrid handheld home console market that Nintendo's doing right now, because I play the Switch more than I do any other console, and it's mainly because of my lifestyle. When I'm working a lot, I can bring my Switch with me and play on the go. I can play at the house. If my girlfriend's watching TV and the kids are playing video games in another room, and the TV's being taken up, I can pick up the Switch and play. I can't really do that with a PlayStation 4. So I mean, that's something I really like, and I hope in the future we see more of that idea, but to a whole new level. Next question is from Pope the Rev. He asks, what do you think is the best and worst Yakuza? 0 and 3 is my case. Personally, the only Yakuza I haven't beaten yet is Yakuza 5. I'm in the process of playing that right now because I got the HD remaster, so I'm finally getting to play it. But I think the best one is 0. I still love Yakuza 0. I feel like it does everything that makes the series what it is. It does it right. And my least favorite is probably Yakuza Dead Souls. I mean, I know that's a spin-off game, but that was just... it was bad. I tried to like it. I bought it for like $5 on PSN on a PlayStation 3. And I don't even care to own a physical to add to my Yakuza collection. It didn't hit me. I didn't like the sluggish controls, and the gun mechanics were really bad. Mike, he asked, what video game, if any, has ever made you uncomfortable? And he's from YouTuber Sega CD Universe. For me, it would be Mario is Missing, and here's why. Okay, this is why it made me uncomfortable. Because this is back in the 90s, I used to go to Blockbuster, and this game was always checked out. So I decided to have an elaborate plan of playing hooky and convincing my mom that I could go to Blockbusters and rent a video game. She was like, absolutely. And I went and I rented it because I knew the only time I could play this game was to rent it during the weekday, because it was always checked out on the weekends. And from the back of the cover, it always looked like, a Super Mario World game, and it wasn't. It was an educational game. So it made me uncomfortable, and it was so ironic that I was pretty much cutting class, playing like I was sick, to rent a video game that was educational. I'm still salty about it. God, man, I hate that game. Next one is, how many video game characters can you name that use a guitar in some way, shape, or form? The ones I could think off the top of my head was like Unjammy Lammy, the spinoff from Parappa the Rapper, Mr. Bones from the Sega Saturn. I mean, what says rock and roll more than a generic skeleton with a Stratocaster? Also, Gatoroo Man, a really interesting rhythm-based PS2 game. And last but not least, Scott Pilgrim, even though that is not a guitar, it's actually a Rickenbacker bass, but still, that's what I could think off the top of my head. The next question is, are you a fan of Blood Omen / Soul Reaver series? Absolutely. I remember playing Legacy of Kain Blood Omen on the PlayStation 1, and it was a very different kind of game that you were playing as a vampire. It was a top-down perspective, kind of like Diablo, and I remember it had horrendous load times, but the premises and the idea was really, really cool. I thought that was really awesome. But Soul Reaver, oh my gosh, my friends and I probably played the demo a million times, and when the game finally came out, I remember we were just really stoked about it. And you know, I didn't play anything really past Soul Reavers 2. I know there were some other games, including like there was one where like Kain and Razel teamed up. That was on, you know, PS2, GameCube, and I never really got into those because I felt like the quality started kind of going downhill. But if one series could definitely get a nice reboot or a resurgence, the Soul Reaver series, or Legacy of Kain for that matter, would be amazing. I would love that. All right, Jason, Black Metal Gamer asks, what developers need to grow or change to switch shit up? Now, I could go the stereotypical route and say something about Nintendo, be like, oh, they need to make a dark Metroid, you know, with, you know, blood and guts and horror and blah, blah, blah. I could go and say something like that, and, I mean, it's not wrong, but honestly, as much as I think about it, my answer has already been answered. And that's with RGG Studios, with the Yakuza 7 being a turn-based RPG. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, the Yakuza series, at one time it was like every 4 years we got a new game. Now it's like every 4 months. And I feel like even longtime fans were starting to get a little bit of fatigue of the RGG style formula. So with the Yakuza 7 being a turn-based RPG, I feel like it's something a little different. And I'm really, really excited to play it. So I guess that would be my answer. Joel from Media Glitch. Some games stress me out. What's a game you play to relieve stress? Arcade games. I mean, I load up my Raspberry Pi and I play MAME. That's something because I love games that I can kind of just turn my brain off. There's no story, there's no puzzles. I can just play like some beat 'em ups, some fighting games, some shooters. You know, maybe if I can go online with the Switch and play like Street Fighter 2 online with the 30th anniversary, that's good. Also, you know, Super Mario World, Super Mario Brothers 3 is like my soul food. No matter what I'm going through, I can play those two games and everything is a-okay. DC Redaya asks, favorite movie to lose yourself into? I don't really lose myself in the movies too much. Video games I get a little bit more immersed with than movies, but I would say, just for the sake of the question, if I was to answer it, would be something like Lord of the Rings. You know, if I was to watch Lord of the Rings in 4K and 60 frames, which I know movies in 60 frames is a debate right there, but I feel like I'm actually there. I feel like I'm actually on, you know, Middle Earth, Battle of Mordor. I feel like I'm actually on the set. It makes me kind of lose myself into that. And it's been a long time, actually, since I've watched Lord of the Rings. I need to get back into it and watch all 3 movies when I have like 9 hours to spare. And the last question is from Isha Gaming. She asks, how do you feel YouTube has changed in all the years you've been active on there? And I think that's a really good question. It kind of goes with the whole, like, what's your pet peeve in creating content? Because, you know, when I first started YouTube, you know, it was during the retro gaming boom. You had so many retro gamers that were doing pickup videos and game hunt videos and, you know, nostalgic stories. A lot of stuff that my channel has been built on over the past years, you know, Let's Plays and stuff. And now it's gotten to the point that it's not so much of creating content, but creating content based off other content creators, these commentator channels. And, you know, some of them do it really well. That's what they want to do. Some of it's just borderline just wasteful of time, to be honest. Honestly, I don't care who has Patreon. I don't care, you know, about this, that, and the other. I mean, some channels, and I mean, this goes to my largest pet peeve of my videos never being seen, because I will make a well thought out review, a well done review, you know, get like 100 views, where someone will film a YouTube video on their phone. It's like filming the video ranting and get like 600-700 views, and it's just insane. So that's really where it's changed. It used to be about the video games, it used to be about the passion, but now it's just, I heard this person's doing this, I heard they're doing that. It's like high school bullcrap. That's all it is. It's high school drama. Not a big fan of it. And I know, with that being said, I know I would never be a big channel, because I will not go out and start making content like that. And you know what, that's okay, because the whole reason why I made a YouTube channel was to talk about video games, not to do what other folks are doing. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, guys, that's my Q&A for 2020. Now, be sure to check out the link on the description below, because I do have a link to all the channels that contribute to the Q&A. Definitely check them out. They're really good friends of mine, and I can't thank you guys enough for reaching out and asking these questions and making this video possible. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to not only subscribe, but also hit the bell, because I have not one, but 2 reviews coming up very soon that you guys definitely want to check out. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.